Okay, how is everybody doing this marvelous Monday? Okay. I am Brenton. This is Charles, Tiffany, Don, Abigail, and Caitlin. And our organization, we focus on making everybody happy and healthy. I'm the Chief of Human Resources. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our company background. Okay, these are our founders. This is Dr. Zun Dungate and his lawyer and friend, Mr. John Stewart. They founded our company in 2008 during the recession, so you already know what that's about. All the other consulting companies were going out of business, and we grew from 3 consultants to 77 in the first year. We are teamed up with these companies, the Emory School of Medicine, which is the #1 school in Georgia, and Seattle Genetics, which is #1 for biotechnology and cancer research. So number one. Get it? Now I'm going to give it to Charles, who's the project director.
Alright, how you guys doing? My name is Charles. I'm the creative director here at LifeCo. Alright, I need some help. How many of you guys... Well, let me ask this question first. What are some of the reasons why companies fail? Just throw out reasons.
Lack of funding.
Lack of funding. You said bankruptcy. What did you say?
Poor planning.
Poor planning. That's the key. Poor marketing strategy. Now, the health center, I'm not going to sugarcoat. You guys have poor marketing strategy, and that's why we're here. We're here to help the poor marketing strategy, okay? A lot of people have big plans, big ideas, but when it comes to execution, that's where it falls off. That's where things go dry, because we have big ideas, and we don't execute those big ideas necessarily. And then we have helped Seattle Genetics and Emory traffic increase by 65% since we've helped those organizations. All right, now, how many of you guys use social media every single day of your life? And don't lie. Y'all lying. Half the class don't have the hand raised. I know a lot of y'all use social media. All right, well, college-age students, 98% of college-age students use social media, believe it or not, every single day. And that's why we're here. We have to use our resources to our advantage. We're here to improve 3 things specifically. Those 3 things are social media presence, our overall image of the health center, and student involvement. Now, when students are leaving high school and becoming young adults in the college world, the scary college world, we are leaving our parents and our supervision. All right, a lot of us have this umbrella when we come from school, and we go into college thinking that, you know, we're independent, we have our lives, we can do things on our own, but we don't necessarily have the resources that we need in order to truly advance. A lot of reasons is because students are too dependent upon their parents on a lot of things, and that specifically deals with the healthcare and health services. A lot of us, when we were in school, we just relied on our parents to help us with our medical care, going to the hospital, getting checkups. We're in college now. We get checkups when it's too late, when we're already sick. So we're just here trying to get students involved and trying to get you guys motivated to not only visit the health center often, but to be a part of the health center family. And with that being said, I'm going to pass it to internal communications.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Caitlin, and I'm the CEO. I'm going to talk to you about internal communications. The current communications right now are email, which is emails between employees and other departments, face-to-face meetings, and phone calls and text messages between the departments. We like to really focus on face-to-face meetings just because there's so much that can change. How many of you have been in like an email or a texting conversation where you said something but you didn't really mean it that way? Okay, well this is why face-to-face meetings are important, because as you can see, 97% of a conversation is relying on body movement and vocal, which is like the tone of voice, and only 7% is the actual words. For our comparative analysis, we looked into Georgia State and UGA, the health program services there, and they have recently implemented a few programs. Georgia State implemented a email service that goes out to all of the departments on campus. And then UGA implemented a texting service, kind of, that goes to the employees and helps them communicate. And you can see on the chart, email-wise, Georgia State does better, and phone-wise, UGA does better. So we need to work on that here at West Georgia. Now I'm going to turn it over to Abigail for external communications. Thanks, Kayla.
Hi everyone, I'm Abigail. I'm the Chief Medical Officer of LifeCo. In this session, I will give a brief introduction and analyze to your external communication by providing charts and giving practical advice. After research, we found that there are various current external communication you are using, such as email, phone call, texting, social media, and face-to-face interaction. For email, it's one of the most convenient methods, which nearly every department uses it to keep in touch with students, because every student have their own UWG mail accounts. And it's also the most regular method which you use it to inform students your latest information. For phone call and texting, we noticed that you accept appointments by phone call directly, and texting only happens when you receive no response through other methods. Next, we have social media. Using social media to let more people to know more about your departments and involve more people is a very good idea. Not only it can attract young people directly, but also it can provide a convenient way for young people to contact you. Finally, face-to-face interaction play a critical role in when you want to know students' general health, and you can express your opinion directly and receive their feedback immediately. Now we have a chart shows your communication preferences. As shown, we can see that face-to-face and email are the main communication methods, while they occupy 28% and 34% respectively. And phone call is nearly a quarter, and social media is 12%, while texting is the lowest, 8%. Based on our research, we can analyze your external communication with SWOT analysis. For strengths, you are the only one health service around campus that provide the free surveys, serve students, faculty, and staff. And you can provide the free service and inexpensive care, which makes you become competitive when compared with other health care facilities. But you also have some weaknesses. Because you don't have enough professional officials available and the limited medical equipment and operation hours, when suffer from severe disease, most people are unwilling to go to the health center. Meanwhile, you also have some opportunities to develop. Organizing relevant activities to involve more people is a very practical method, and you can also take advantages of campus community and sporting events. It would be much better if you can expand hours for operation. As for threats, you have many competitors such as hospitals and supermarkets, which also provide health clinics. And also, the extra opening cost could become an issue for the extended hours. Now, we did a comparative analysis. Our company compared your departments with the health centers of Columbia State University and University of Rhode Island. As the chart shows, email is the most regular communication methods in all these universities, and texting is still the lowest one. The same as UWG. Face-to-face is also used frequently in other two universities. So we can come to a conclusion that Your external communication is alike to the same departments at other American universities. Now, I'm going to pass over to Don.
Hi everyone, I'm Dom, and I'm the Chief Financial Officer. LifeCo places presidents and assisting the top healthcare facilities in the union in the further improving patient care and procedures, communication, and their overall image. Now we can see that there are three. After touring your department and corresponding with some of your top healthcare professionals about communication policies and procedures, LifeCo provided some suggestions to help you keep your patients healthy and happy and healthy. Now you can see that there are three basic recommendations we have provided to you. The first one is improving the physical appearance as well as the campus image of the department. And the second one is considering the foreign students at UWG to increase the student involvement. And finally, finding the suitable external communication method to match your college students. Now let's pass to Tiffany. She will explain the more details to you.
Thank you, Don. Hi, I'm Tiffany Maynard, the account director here at LifeCo. The first recommendation I'd like to give you guys is to improve your department image. We have two ways you could do this. The first way is through physical appearance. One issue that we found while touring your department is when you first walk in the waiting room, it's very small and cramped. And there are two ways we could fix this. The first way would be to physically make the building bigger, which that costs a lot of money and a lot of time, which we understand is not always feasible. So we have a better option that would be more accessible to you, which would be to redecorate. Studies have shown that neutral colors, mirrors, and taller furniture make a room look bigger. And so we noticed when students would walk into your department and they would have to wait 10 or 15 minutes. That's really not a long time, but since the room seems so small, it seems that there are more people in there. And so they feel like they're going to be waiting a long time to just see a professional. So they get tired of waiting and they leave and possibly go get other people sick or get worse themselves. Our next recommendation to improve the department image would be to improve campus appearance. Most people, when asked what they think of when you think of health services, they think of sick people. And that's not always the case. Ways that you can improve that would be to show up at different events that have nothing to do with health. Just let everyone know that you're here and all the services you offer that don't just pertain to you being sick. The next recommendation we have is student involvement. We've noticed that there are some language barrier issues within the department. We have over 300 students from foreign countries, and they're from over 70 different countries. That's a lot of languages for you to have a translator for. So our solutions are over-the-phone translators, which it costs a little bit of money, but it's totally worth it just to make sure that your students are safe. There are countless companies that offer these services, and they offer them for over 100 languages per service. So it's a really great deal, especially to ensure safety of your students. The next solution is to have language posters, which this is an example of a language poster, and it has a bunch of different languages listed in the print of the native language, and then it has the language name in English next to it. There are also different versions of this which have sample questions on it, like I have a cough, what do I do, in their language, and they point to it, and then you can see what it means in your language. The external communication recommendations we have, we recommend that you have a 24-hour real-time advice center. For example, on Coursera, you can access help at any time of day through a little chat bar. And we suggest that you incorporate that into your communication skills. whether it be on your website or through an email or even on Coursden, it would be beneficial to you and for students to be able to contact someone 24 hours a day about their health concerns. Also, their social media use. That would be an easy way to let students communicate with you 24 hours a day. It would not be safe for them to communicate their health needs through that, but if you have an event that you would like to promote, or if people have questions about what exactly health services is, social media would be a great way to do that. These are the different communication methods that you use currently, and as you see, social media is very low, especially for it being 2017, and we suggest that social media and texting are used a lot more just because it's an easy way to communicate with students today. Now, I'm going to pass it back over to Dawn so she can talk about how you guys can afford to do all of this. Dawn.
Yeah, it's my turn again. Now let me introduce the budget of some parts of the recommendations to you. The first two belongs to the image improvement. They are the low cost choice to enlarge the waiting area. From the shopping website, we got the price of one mirror range from $4 to $50, and the high storage cabinet range from $90 to $400. The price of mirror and the cabinet are both depend on the size and the materials. And we suggest you to buy these things from the shopping website, such as Home Depot, IKEA, or Amazon, because they provided the home delivery service and they can help you to install those furniture. And the last one is about the student involvement. 24-hour translation services, which is focused on the emergency health problems of international students. The trusted translation company has given us the best price for long-term cooperation. Their monthly plans cost $250 per every 100 minutes, and the rest of the 100 minutes of this month can add it to next month. So, in conclusion, you one-time payment for 2 mirrors and 2 cabinets will be around $1,000, and the monthly payment for the translation service will be $250. So now let's pass to Charles. He will closing the presentation to you all.
All right, in conclusion, guys, we really appreciate you guys being here and your patience. It's time for things to be made, time for change to be made as soon as possible. We gotta get these things done now. It's 2017. It's time to move on to the new millennium age and get away from the textbook age. And we appreciate you guys.
Before we take questions, we have something for you. Since it's finals week, we know that you guys will need these. They're Smarty Pills, so make sure you take them before your finals this week.
It's gonna be easy.
Okay, questions? We've worked with some of the top health services in the country, all the way to Seattle, Washington, to Atlanta, Georgia. We've worked with research facilities, colleges, and hospitals all together. And so we have a lot of experience and a lot of top medical professionals that we work with that make us the best ones.
What risks are involved in these during
Tuition may go up if we become like #1 health, for schools like Emory. We'll pay Emory prices probably. So that's a risk for y'all.
What?
Yes.
What risks are involved? He just asked that question.
How much time and effort will you use to put your recommendation on?
It won't take much time. All it takes is commitment. And however long the commitment takes is how long it will take for the recommendations to go.
All right. Question?
We'll go around.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm doing the clockwise. I'm sorry.
Why should we trust your recommendations to our organizations?
Yes, Maria.
Okay, someone asked that question.
What risks are involved if we don't
Someone else asked.
the
They asked that question too. Sorry.
Why was working with your consulting company a smart choice?
Working with us would be a smart choice, like I said a few minutes ago, because we've worked with some of the top facilities in the country. Together we have a total of over 80 years experience in the medical field. So we have worked with a lot of different situations. And we'll try our best to make your situation the best it can be.
My turn?
Yeah.
Okay. How can your recommendation of allowing foreign students to be able to go to student health services help increase our student member base for the future growth?
It gives them more of an opportunity to be able to have part in it. They don't feel like they're left out just because they can't really speak the language barriers.
Tell me again how the translating option recommendation will improve our department organization. Yeah, the translation for the foreign student.
Yeah, but like she said, it'll help the language barrier. A lot of times it's hard to split that. So it's gonna be easier for the cross there.
It's really important for medical professionals to be able to speak to the foreign students, and that's a problem right now.
We have one more question.
What do you believe our long-term potential is compared to other departments you work with?
I feel like there's a lot of potential for growth here at the University of West Georgia's Health Services. A lot of that has to do with we're a small school in a small community, and one of our main focuses has been the international students, because for when we've been working with people who have been international students and have been at this university, and they found it a problem to communicate with medical professionals. And being so far away from home, that's a serious issue. And so there's potential for growth in all those areas, in just physically being a more aesthetically pleasing place. A lot of people don't even know where health services is. So there's a lot of potential for growth, and we have the plans to help you grow.
All right, thank you, teacher.